The mistake that shocked the world. Pluto's discovery wasn't a plan. It was a mathematical mistake, one that surprised the entire world. Astronomers were searching for a hunter millions of kilometers away, a mysterious force that seemed to be moving planets away from their expected positions. They believed something massive was out there, something powerful enough to disturb entire worlds. But when they finally reached their target, they didn't find a powerful hunter. Instead, they found a tiny traveler. And today, we are going to understand how Pluto's discovery turned into one of the greatest astronomical mistakes in history, and why, eventually, we pushed it out of the category of planets. The beginning of the mystery. The story of Pluto actually begins 150 years before its discovery. In 1781, the seventh planet of our solar system, Uranus, was discovered. For the first time in history, humanity had found a planet beyond Saturn. It was a revolutionary moment. But soon, astronomers noticed something strange. When they carefully calculated Uranus's orbit using Newton's law of gravity, they realized it wasn't traveling exactly where it was supposed to. Its movement didn't perfectly match the predictions. There were only two possible explanations. Either Newton's law of gravity was wrong, or there was another planet beyond Uranus, a hidden body, whose gravity was pulling Uranus slightly off course. After years of calculations and predictions, scientists searched the exact location where this unseen pull was strongest. And there, they found Neptune. This discovery was a massive victory for science. Mathematics had successfully predicted a planet before anyone had actually seen it. But the mystery didn't end there. Even after Neptune was discovered, Uranus still showed a slight wobble. Based on Neptune's mass, Uranus seemed to be diverting even more than it should have. Which meant only one thing. There had to be something else. Something even farther away. A large, heavy, mysterious world. Astronomers gave it a name: Planet X. The search for Planet X. For decades, scientists searched for this mysterious Planet X. One of the most dedicated among them was an American astronomer named Percival Lowell. He believed deeply that this unseen planet existed. To find it, he built a special observatory in Arizona, the Lowell Observatory, designed specifically for the search. But fate had other plans. In 1916, Percival Lowell passed away, without ever finding Planet X. The dream seemed unfinished. 13 years later, in 1929, the responsibility of continuing the search was given to a young 23-year-old astronomer named Clyde Tombaugh. His work was not glamorous. It was exhausting, repetitive, and extremely difficult. He would take photographs of the same tiny section of the sky days apart. Then he would carefully compare them one by one. If a bright dot moved slightly between images, it meant it wasn't a distant star. It meant it was something closer, something moving. On February 18, 1930, Clyde Tombaugh noticed something extraordinary. A tiny dot had shifted position in two photographs taken in January. Further investigation confirmed it. Planet X had been found. Pluto gets its name. The name of this new planet came from an unexpected place. An 11-year-old British girl suggested that since this planet was so far away, so dark, and so hidden, it should be named after Pluto, the Roman god of the underworld. The name was accepted. And just like that, Pluto became the 9th planet of our solar system. But no one knew that in the coming years, Pluto's very existence as a planet would be questioned. When Pluto was discovered in 1930, telescopes were not powerful enough to measure it properly. Astronomers assumed it must be very large and very heavy enough to disturb Uranus and Neptune. But as decades passed and technology improved, Pluto kept shrinking. In 1930, people imagined it was roughly the size of Earth. By 1948, better calculations suggested it might be closer to Mars in size. Then, in 1978, everything. The shocking truth. Physics tells us something important. If you know the orbit and speed of a moon, you can calculate the exact weight of the planet it revolves around. When scientists measured Charon's orbit and calculated Pluto's mass, they were stunned. Pluto was incredibly light. So light, in fact, that it could not possibly disturb Uranus or Neptune. It was too small, too weak, which meant something unbelievable. Pluto was not Planet X. For decades, scientists had been searching for a giant, hidden world. Instead, they had found a tiny, icy body. Now the question returned. If Pluto wasn't responsible, then who was disturbing Uranus and Neptune? The debate might have continued for many more years. But in 1989, something remarkable happened. Voyager 2, the first human probe to visit Neptune, flew past the distant planet. And with that flyby, everything changed. The real mistake revealed. As Voyager 2 passed Neptune, scientists carefully measured its speed and trajectory. From these measurements, they calculated Neptune's true gravitational pull. And they discovered something surprising. Neptune's previously calculated mass had been slightly wrong, just 0.5% off. It sounds tiny, but in space, even a small error can create massive misunderstandings. When the corrected mass of Neptune was used in Uranus's orbit calculations, the mysterious wobble disappeared completely. There was no hidden Planet X, no giant hunter. It had all been a mathematical error. Pluto had been discovered purely by coincidence. The fall of the ninth planet. After 1989, Pluto was still taught in schools as the ninth planet. Many of us grew up memorizing it proudly. But in 2005, another discovery changed everything. A new object beyond Neptune was found. It was named Eris. And Eris was heavier than Pluto. Now, astronomers faced a serious problem. Should they call Eris the 10th planet? And then add hundreds of similar icy bodies as planets too? Or should they redefine what the word planet actually means? In 2006, the International Astronomical Union created 3 strict rules. A planet must orbit the Sun. Pluto passed. A planet must be round due to its own gravity. Pluto passed again. But the third rule was decisive. A planet must have cleared its orbit, meaning it must be the dominant gravitational body in its path. And this? Pluto failed. Pluto lives in the Kuiper Belt, a distant region filled with countless icy rocks and comets. Its gravity is simply too weak to control them. Its mass is only 0.2% of Earth's. It cannot pull those objects in. It cannot push them away. And so, in 2006, Pluto was officially reclassified as a dwarf planet, the king of the Kuiper Belt. But Pluto did not disappear. It simply entered a new category. And in that category, it became the king. In 2006, NASA launched a mission called New Horizons. A piano-sized spacecraft sent over 3 billion kilometers away. Pluto is so distant that even sunlight takes 5 hours to reach it. New Horizons was launched on the powerful Atlas V rocket. It reached the Moon in just 9 hours, a journey that once took Apollo missions 3 days. Then it used Jupiter's gravity to boost its speed. And after 8 long years of travel, in 2015, humanity saw Pluto up close for the very first time. Pluto's hidden beauty. The images stunned the world. Pluto was not a dull, gray, lifeless rock. It was colorful: blue, red, white, orange. And on its surface, a giant, heart-shaped region stood out. This region, called Sputnik Planitia, is covered in frozen nitrogen at -229 degrees Celsius.